you seen Star Wars?
You know I love talking about the politics of Star Wars, and it's always fun to hear the information that comes from credible news outlets like we have today. A new report from LRMonline, who reported on Hayden returning as Anakin in the Kenobi series, and also correctly reported on the 2022 Star Wars film being delayed. The recent report says that Kathleen Kennedy, current president of Lucasfilm, is still very much in charge of things with Star Wars. I'll just read the main points of the article. Here's what they have to say. There have been rumors in recent weeks surrounding a supposed civil war between Kathleen Kennedy and creatives Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And more recently, there's been another one that revolves around Kennedy exiting and being replaced by George Lucas. According to said rumor, Lucas is desperate to return and save Star Wars. I'm here to say that our own source within Lucasfilm says very differently. More specifically, they say there is no talk about Kennedy leaving at any time soon. At present, she has her attention focused on the film side of things over at Lucasfilm, while Favreau and Filoni are more focused on Disney Plus content. Furthermore, our source added that the rumored civil war is not true, that the trio's working relationship is fine. So it looks like Kennedy is mostly focusing her attention to the future 3 Star Wars films, which are set to release in 2023, 2025, and 2027 after the recent delay. So even if Kathy decides to leave in 2021 after her contract ends, the next Star Wars films, the next 3 at least, will have major influences from her in terms of story outlines and who is going to make these films. I also love how this credible news outlet basically called out the cancers of the Star Wars fandom, like Doomcock and Mike Zero, who have been spreading these type of fake news and conspiracy theories about a civil war at Lucasfilm and that Kathy would be getting fired. What they do is they take simple basic information that is publicly known, like Kathy Kennedy's contract is ending in 2021, and they put out videos saying she'll be fired, so that on the off chance she does leave or retire in 2021, they can claim that they were right. Though, to be fair, if you believe anything that comes from either of these two scumbags, you likely don't care for the truth. What's also hilarious is that even the subreddit Star Wars Leaks treats this news as like no shit Sherlock kind of news, with many calling out Doomcock and Zero on their constant lies. Now I know there are going to be people in the comments pretending like I like Kathleen Kennedy as Lucasfilm president, and while I think she is a legendary producer in the film industry, I've had major criticisms on her history with Star Wars so far. Every single Star Wars film since 2015 has had production issues, delays, and director changes. I will not blame all of that on Kathy, but I will say, as president of Lucasfilm and as the executive producer on every single film, she takes a large part of the blame in the lack of proper planning for these films. But I will also admit she was dealt a bad hand in 2012 when Disney told her she had 3 years to pimp out a new trilogy and spin-offs between each episodic film. That's 5 films in a 5-year time span, which has never been done before in Star Wars. That was a lot of pressure for anyone. So it's crazy seeing these idiots claim George Lucas is coming to save Star Wars when the man is in his 70s, raising a young daughter, and living his best life. Good God, let the man be happy and leave him the hell alone. They claim people like Kathy and Jon Favreau are having a civil war, but who the hell do you think hired Jon Favreau? Kathy Kennedy. Who approved of the Mandalorian series? Kathy Kennedy. Who has been trying to work on bringing a fan-favorite story about Obi-Wan with Ewan McGregor reprising his role since 2015? Kathleen Kennedy. It looks like, if anything, in 2021, Disney will approach Kathy with a new contract, likely keeping her on for another 5 years. But of course, Kathy has the option to sign that dotted line or walk away in her late 60s with a legendary career as a producer. Don't forget, she was handpicked by George Lucas himself. Disney did not pick her to be Lucasfilm president. I personally see Kathy staying on for another few years as president, at least until the 2023 film comes out for Star Wars. We know that she has promoted Michelle Rejwan as Vice President of Live Action Development, meaning she will be a major influence in the next 3 Star Wars films. And she's also giving people like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni more creative control with the Star Wars shows and series. Don't forget, the reason we are in a Star Wars hiatus right now is because Kathy told Bob Iger, who was the Disney CEO at the time, that Star Wars needed a break. And to be honest, she gained a lot of my respect for that because it truly was the right move. Now, I'm a pretty petty person, and while I don't love Kathy as president of Lucasfilm, I also don't hate her, which these psychotic people clearly do, seeing as they can't stop talking about her. What I dislike even more than Kathleen Kennedy as president of Lucasfilm are the people who fill Star Wars fandom with fake news and conspiracy theories in the fandom. It's unhealthy, and it makes me question the sanity of Doomcock and Mike Zero, and more importantly, the sanity of their viewers. It's okay to question, criticize, and even discuss, but it's not okay to lie, which is literally all they do. Part of me wants her to stay as Lucasfilm president just to see the soy boys in the fandom lose their minds over it. But the main part of me, the real Star Wars fan in me, wants Star Wars to go to Jon Favreau and let him be the Lucasfilm president in a few years. Maybe 2021 is too soon for him, but I would love to see him pick up the mantle, and the reason I say 2021 is a little too soon is because I want to see what he can do with the Mandalorian series, and I wouldn't mind him actually directing a Star Wars film within the next 10 years. The future of Star Wars is in a very unique place, but no matter what happens over the next 10 years, Star Wars will have a foundation that was laid down by Kathleen Kennedy. It's funny how I can go from disliking someone like Kathy as president to actually wanting to see her succeed because the awful part of the fandom has completely driven me away from their side. No, I didn't like the sequel trilogy. I really don't like a lot of what Star Wars has done content and story-wise over the past 5 to 6 years. But that doesn't mean I'm going to come out here and lie to you on a daily basis saying that I have inside sources talking about George Lucas returning or Boba Fett being a transgender female thing and that... What was that one that Doomcock said of Kathy being banned from the set of Mandalorian Season 2? I mean, I hate to say it, but you truly have to be insane to believe any of these kind of things. Or just ignorant. Or just a conspiracy theorist. They're like flat earthers. They don't want to hear anything that's factual. They only want to hear the things that make them feel good and validated on not liking the current Star Wars content. And I get it. I don't like a lot of the content that's come out. I don't like the current state of a lot of the Star Wars things that have happened over the past few years. But that doesn't mean I'm going to lie to you and give breath to these conspiracy theories and fake news, because let's be honest, there's one thing we shouldn't do is lie to each other and be bad influences on the fandom, which both of those guys completely are. So tell me your thoughts below about Kathy staying on as Lucasfilm president. This kind of not really breaking news, but news to people who actually believe in conspiracy theories. What do you think the future of Star Wars holds? Do you think Kathy's going to stay on past 2021, or do you think she's going to walk away and retire with a feather in her cap? Tell me your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe because it does help out the channel. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.